Alright everyone, socialism is a massive and abysmal failure that should be excoriated from the surface of the world, and at this point, if you aren't willing to see that, then I don't know exactly what more evidence you need. Venezuela is having more big-ass rolling blackouts. Now, the last time this happened, there had been like a brush fire underneath like a major transformer system, and because of the way in which Venezuela has structured its electrical grid, it destroyed the power output to large parts of the country. Like, much like everything else in socialism, the power is itself highly centralized. So you'll have like one power station serving half the fucking country, and so one problem on one line can literally put half the country into a blackout. That's happened again. Now, what does Maduro do? The first time around, the opposition said Maduro cut the power lines. Maduro said it was saboteurs from the Guaido people, and it was just, typical tin horn bullshit. This time Maduro has gone past that and he's just said fuck it and said, well, I blame the United States. The United States is responsible. The United States cut the power line. The United States sabotaged the transformer. If it weren't for U.S. sanctions, magically our power system would be fine, which is bullshit. They already had problems with that long ago, because what's happened is the Maduro regime's authoritarianism, its abuse physically of people, number one. The lack of jobs, number two, and the lack of any possible upward mobility, number three, has caused people who have certain skills to leave the country at higher rates than normal. A lot of them are students. You've got essentially the academic crowd, students, doctors, lawyers, things like that. They're leaving. And people who do engineering, oil rig work, certainly half of them have left. Things of that nature, and then people who do electrical engineering. If I'm an electrical engineer in Venezuela, okay, I've got a good education, I know what I'm doing, I'm literate, functionally. I can go anywhere else pretty much in Latin America and do the same job potentially in places where the economy is growing and the population's booming, or I can stay in Venezuela where I might work one day out of the week and I might get a couple bowls of rice. And that's really what it boils down to. That's why your power lines suck. That's why Venezuela's power system fucking sucks. That's why Venezuela is collapsing right now. Because the people responsible for upholding that society, for being productive in fields that are required for the economy to continue going, they've left. There aren't enough people to work all the oil rigs. There aren't enough people to maintain the power lines. So when something goes wrong, it can take a week to solve the problem. You're going to keep having this fucking problem, and it has nothing to do with the U.S. All of these moron socialists that keep blaming U.S. sanctions, the CIA for the problems in Venezuela. The economic problems underpinning the crisis in Venezuela started years ago. The only sanctions that we have on Venezuela active over a broad segment of the economy, certainly over fuel, are recent. They're from this year. They are less than a year old. The economic collapse of Venezuela dates 2 years ago. So how did our sanctions cause it? They already had hyperinflation. They already had spiraling unemployment, mass emigration of individuals from Venezuela to elsewhere, especially Colombia and Brazil. They already had this war footing. Maduro, a year and a half or 2 years ago, I think now, was talking about, well, maybe we need to retake one of these provinces in Guyana. Like trying to whip people up into a frenzy, pretending he's going to go to war to solve his problems. He shuttered the border with Colombia, then reopened it, shuttered it again, reopened it again. Shuttered it with Brazil, with Guyana, with all these other countries. I think he blocked people from going to Trinidad at one point. He's doing all this crazy shit. He doesn't know what he's doing. Inflation there is massive. Inflation there is to the point where a wheelbarrow full of currency will buy you a loaf of bread, if there were loaves of bread for you to actually buy. This is the face of socialism, and we've seen it before. We've seen it several times before. We saw this in the Soviet Union. But nobody wants to draw the comparison between the two, and it's funny when people say, well, it's not real socialism. Yeah, just like the Soviet Union wasn't pure stateless communism, but it doesn't matter. The fact is that every time you attempt, have you noticed? Let's get past the purist argument. Well, this is real communism and all this isn't. Fuck that. Every time they attempt to implement one of these far-left economic systems, whether it's pure or not, does it not seem to break down really quickly? Yeah, it does. In the case where you've got working socialism, which I guarantee 10 years from now they won't be calling real socialism anymore, like with the Scandinavian countries, what's the underpinning of the economy? Hyper-capitalism within important sectors, especially fuel and things of that nature. Fuel in certain highly refined goods, niche sort of touristy markets. That's Scandinavian economics for you. That's hyper-capitalistic. Very, very much so. Those companies, they get away with whatever they want. As long as they use the technology to keep, the whales safe and the sky blue, nobody gives a fuck what they do. Oh yeah, just keep pumping. More, more, more. That way they can make a headway actually economically, even when there's an oil price drop. They don't really have a problem. Venezuela never did. They're hyper-centralized. What happened is that oil revenue was never used to diversify the economy. It was just used to produce more oil. Very inefficiently as well. That's the problem. They relied too heavily on their one major export, crude oil. Couldn't refine it themselves. They've got a gasoline shortage in Venezuela because Venezuela doesn't refine its own product. It's funny. What really has caused this crisis is twofold. The ultimate reason is hyper-centralization, which is the direct offspring of socialism. That happened under Chavez long before Maduro got in there, by the way. People still act like Chavez was fine. They have like nostalgia for the Chavez era. No, you have nostalgia for an era in which oil prices were high. You don't have nostalgia for Chavez. He didn't do anything Maduro's not doing now. Other than Chavez killed less people because people, they were sated. They had money because the central planning was working at the time based on oil prices. Then the United States developed the idea of fracking, specifically hydraulic fracking. Oh, we can frack sideways in the stratum now. We can crack this rock apart and more oil will come to the surface. Oh, and by the way, all those old oil fields that we thought we had exhausted, somehow they're partially refilled now. Wow, we can pump in Texas again. We didn't even have to do anything. Nature took care of it. Now, of course, in my personal theory, that's because bacteria within the rock, within certain stratum, they take up chemotrophs, radiotrophs, and shit. They excrete material over time. It gets under pressure and heat. It turns into various hydrocarbons. That's where oil is coming from, various types and qualities. It is going to ooze to the surface under pressure because the pressure is greater in the surrounding areas. It's going to come up and refill those old pockets that have now been depleted because you've created a zone of low pressure. That's just my own personal theory, and it's not proven or anything. It's not liquefied dinosaurs. I don't believe in the abiotic theory. I mean, I'm sure that hydrocarbon can be created in some degree that way, but I think it's more biological than that. I have a feeling it's an organic excreted sludge. It's actually bacterial poop. It's not liquefied dinosaurs. The getting off that fucking subject, because it doesn't matter. Regardless, the United States energy boom, natural gas, oil, even coal to some extent, certainly the reliance of green energy in many parts of the world increasing has caused the oil price to plummet. That's what fucked Venezuela, because of central planning, and they never bothered to diversify. So for Maduro to blame his problems on the United States, when it's really the result of having too few electrical workers to maintain their shitty power grid, it's like, it's a total cop-out. It's like, hey, don't blame me. Yeah, things are shitty. Blame the United States. It sounds a lot like conspiracy theory, to tell the truth. I hate to use that term, but when it comes out of the mouths of socialists and communists blaming literally everything under the sun on the United States, even where our policies demonstrably did not cause the problem, objectively could not physically have caused the problem, it's like, get over yourself. Why don't you realize, no, leftism fucking sucks, and it should be abandoned. We should have hyper-capitalism across the entire world. Be a better world if we had nothing but free markets. No more currency manipulation. Get rid of the central banking systems too. Fuck them. Fuck the banks. People should just produce, fucking be productive, enjoy the sweat of your brow and the fruits of your labor. Well, it's as simple as that. It's not a difficult thing to comprehend. It's the most utopian system without being utopian nonsense, ironically. People can potentially get ahead while remarking upon the reality that unfortunately a lot of people won't. You can take care of them with direct subsidies. You don't need a highly centralized system to do that. It's the power of bureaucracy to slowly parasitize the economy and suck the life out of it like a fucking leech. But when you have socialism a la Maduro, you bypass that long process of incremental increases and you just take the parasite and slap it right on your arm. And then you add more and more and say, wow, I love leeches so much, and then you wonder why you've got anemia. That's basically what socialism has done to Venezuela. It's socialism's fault. It has nothing to do with my USA, my evil Uncle Sam and the CIA coup attempt. That's about all. Peace out.